Have you ever felt the air change before the rain, Taurus? That deep electric quiet that comes right before the sky opens? It isn't silence, it's preparation. And that's exactly where you are now. Heaven has taken a deep breath, and the winds around you are not random. They are holy. This is not destruction, it is reconstruction. Because something sacred is trying to be born through you. And for that to happen, everything that cannot hold your new light must be moved, dissolved, or carried away. The divine storm is here, not to break you, but to reveal what cannot be broken. When I drew your first card, it was the Tower. But unlike the chaos most fear, this tower was made of crystal, and it shattered in slow motion, not from lightning, but from light. Your angel's voice echoed through that brilliance. The crown does not fall, it descends. And I saw it, Taurus, a crown of gold and fire suspended above the ruins, waiting for the right moment to land. That moment is now. You have asked for change, but heaven answers prayers with transformation, not comfort. And transformation rarely whispers. It shakes, it thunders, it tears away illusions you once called stability, so that what's real can finally stand. That's why the past weeks have felt heavy, unpredictable, maybe even cruel. But beneath the surface, divine precision is at work. Every ending is a clearing, every delay a redirection, every silence a preparation for your coronation. The second card was the Wheel of Fortune. It turned slowly, as if time itself was reconsidering its path. And your angel said, "What once spun against him now spins for him." That means the rhythm of destiny is changing sides. The momentum that once pushed against you is now behind you. But here's the truth. Before the wind can lift you, it must first test your roots. That's what this storm is doing, ensuring that when your crown descends, you can carry its weight with grace. Taurus, heaven isn't punishing you, it's positioning you. You are being trained in the language of surrender, because only the heart that trusts the unseen can hold divine authority. You are learning to stand not on certainty, but on faith. Not because faith is safer, but because faith is stronger. The third card was Temperance, radiant and calm amidst the storm. An angel poured golden water from one chalice to another, unshaken by the thunder around her, and she whispered, "Balance is not peace without chaos. Balance is peace inside chaos." That's the lesson your spirit is mastering now. The world may be shaking, but you are learning to stand still, not by resistance, but by surrender. And in that stillness, your light stabilizes the storm. This is the energy of the divine crown, earned not by victory, but by endurance. Because true royalty is not given to those who fight hardest. It's given to those who remain faithful when the heavens roar. The final vision came not from a card, but directly from your angel. I saw you standing in the rain, unafraid. Lightning struck the ground around you, and instead of burning, it illuminated your path. Your angel stood behind you, whispering through the thunder, "He must learn that not every strike is meant to wound. Some are meant to awaken." Taurus, the divine storm will not last forever, but what it leaves behind will. By the time the sky clears, nothing false will remain. Only the truth, the strength, and the crown that were always yours. I stand in the storm without fear. Every lightning bolt awakens my power. I am being crowned by heaven. Say it with your hand over your heart. Feel your pulse. That rhythm is your proof. The thunder outside you is the echo of your heartbeat expanding. If this message reached the quietest part of your being, leave your hype, share this light, and subscribe. And if your heart recognizes this truth, join as a member of this channel. Each hype you share multiplies this frequency of faith and helps other souls stand through their own divine storms. The storm is my teacher. What leaves clears my way. What stays strengthens my crown. Say it with your shoulders back, eyes steady. That is how heaven recognizes authority, through presence, not performance. If this revelation calmed your fear and ignited your faith, leave your hype, share this energy, and subscribe. And if your heart resonates with this truth, join as a member of this channel. Every hype you give spreads the courage that turns storms into thrones. Taurus, the storm has done its work. The sky is still grey, the air still charged, but the destruction has already served its purpose. The old walls are gone, the false foundations have crumbled, and now, in the sacred quiet that follows thunder, something new begins to breathe inside you. It's faint at first, a pulse beneath the ribs, a soft awareness that feels like calm instead of exhaustion. That is the birth of your divine power, the part of you that does not react but responds, that does not demand but commands. Because heaven does not shout through fire, it speaks through the ones who have survived it. When I drew your next cards, the first was the star. She appeared not in the sky, but rising from the flooded earth, her feet glowing with golden dust. And your angel said, "He is no longer waiting for hope, he is hope." This is the moment your energy transforms from prayer to presence. You are no longer asking for miracles, you are becoming the channel through which they arrive. You've endured enough darkness to hold light without flinching. That is mastery. The second card was the Queen of Pentacles, your energy embodied, abundant, grounded, radiant in quiet strength. But she wasn't sitting on her throne, she was planting seeds in the ashes, and from those ashes grew gardens of light, vines made of gold, flowers that glowed like dawn. Your angel whispered, "Creation follows courage." What you will build now will not resemble your past. The opportunities coming to you will not echo old patterns. They will grow from healed ground, and that is why they will last. Taurus, the divine storm wasn't here to test your strength. It was here to activate it. All the heaviness you carried taught your energy how to move with power, not panic. That's why you'll soon notice a strange ease around what used to overwhelm you. Situations that once drained you will now dissolve. People who used to unsettle you will lose their power. Because when you rise from divine fire, even fear recognizes you as authority. The third card was strength, but this time she was not taming the lion. The lion was kneeling, and the woman, radiant and calm, wore no crown because her crown was her peace. That's what your angel wants you to understand. Peace is not the absence of battle, it is the throne built in the middle of it. And you, Taurus, have built that throne. You no longer need validation or agreement. Your stability is your influence. You've become the still point in the chaos, the axis of divine calm that steadies others just by existing. The fourth card was the magician, holding a sphere of lightning in his palm. He smiled, not with arrogance, but recognition. He knew the storm was his ally. And your angel said, "He commands what once terrified him." This is the stage you've entered. Your energy now interacts directly with creation. The emotions that once shook you are now fuel for manifestation. Your intuition will sharpen, you'll speak, and within days, sometimes hours, reality will respond. Be careful not to doubt those synchronicities. They are your confirmation that the crown has fully anchored. And then came the final vision, not a card, but a revelation. I saw the ruins of your tower glowing from within. Each stone began to pulse with golden light, and from the cracks grew roots, luminous, alive. The structure was no longer falling, it was transforming. Your angel spoke clearly, voice steady as thunder fading into peace. He has not rebuilt, he has reborn. Taurus, what rises from your ruins is not the old you. It is the divine form of your soul made visible. You are no longer surviving the storm. You are the calm after it, and that calm is magnetic, creative, unstoppable. It is the vibration of a crowned being who remembers that everything that falls away only clears space for the sacred to rise. I rise from my ruins with divine strength. My calm commands creation. My crown is my peace. Say it slowly, breathing deeply between each line. That breath is the proof that life has returned to your inner temple, stronger, wiser, eternal. If this message reignited your faith and peace, leave your hype, share this revelation, and subscribe. And if your soul resonates with this energy, join as a member of this channel. Every hype you give strengthens this field of renewal and helps other souls rise from their storms too. Taurus, after the storm, after the ashes, after the silence, something magnificent happens. Your voice changes. It no longer trembles. It no longer seeks permission. It begins to carry weight, not the heaviness of fear, but the resonance of truth. Because heaven does not speak through noise. It speaks through authority. And that authority has now been placed upon you. You have crossed the threshold between endurance and influence. Until now, your strength served survival. Now it serves transmission. Every word, every gesture, every choice now emits a vibration that teaches, heals, or awakens. Even when you're silent, your energy speaks. That is the mark of divine coronation. The first card that appeared was the Hierophant. Your card, your archetype, your destiny. But this time, he stood between two pillars of fire, not teaching others, but raising his right hand toward heaven. A beam of light descended, passing through him, flowing into the earth below. And your angel said, "He is no longer student nor priest, he is conduit." That's what you are now, Taurus. The channel through which divine wisdom anchors itself into the human realm. That's why lately your words linger in people's hearts, why others seek your calm, why your intuition feels sharper and more immediate. You are no longer interpreting heaven, you're translating it. The second card was the King of Swords, but his sword was not raised to defend. It was resting upright before him, reflecting light. He was truth, embodied. And your angel whispered, "Authority is not about being right, it's about being real." Your new power does not come from convincing anyone, it comes from authenticity. When you speak from alignment, the universe itself supports your words. That's why your voice will begin to open doors that effort could not through persuasion, but through vibration, because truth has its own gravity, and now you are its center. The third card was Justice, blindfolded, holding scales that glowed with radiant gold. And for the first time, I noticed something strange. One side of the scale held your heart, the other held a crown, but they weighed equally. And your angel said, "He rules with love, or he does not rule at all." Taurus, this is your sacred responsibility, to lead with empathy, to command with compassion, to remember that divine power exists not to elevate the self, but to uplift the collective. The storm refined you for this exact purpose, to ensure your power would never corrupt, only illuminate. The next card shimmered into existence, the Ace of Wands, but brighter than ever. It burned like the heart of a star, and through that flame, I saw visions of you speaking and others rising, your presence igniting courage in those who had forgotten their own. Your angel said, "His fire no longer consumes, it consecrates." You are entering a season where your passion becomes sacred service, where your creative force, your art, your work, your presence becomes a vessel for divine will. That's why you'll soon feel an unstoppable pull to express, to teach, to build, or to guide. It's not ego, it's calling. Then came the most extraordinary vision of all. The final card was the world, radiant, whole, alive, spinning gently in your palms. And around it, angelic symbols shimmered like orbiting stars. Your angel's voice deepened, filled with power and love. Heaven no longer speaks to him, it speaks through him. Taurus, you have become an instrument of divine communication. Every thought of kindness, every action of integrity, every word of faith now ripples through the unseen world, rewriting energies, healing distortions, calling lost souls home. This is not metaphor, it's energetic law. You have reached the vibration where heaven trusts your tone. That is divine authority. And from now on, life will move differently for you. Doors will open before you knock. Your timing will sync perfectly, because heaven cannot delay itself. and you are now its echo on earth. Your angel left me with one sentence carved in light. When he speaks, peace remembers its name. That is the power of your voice now. It doesn't demand change. It reminds the world of what it already is: sacred, divine, whole. My words are light. My silence heals. Heaven moves through my voice, and I speak only truth. Say it slowly, from your chest, not your throat. Each breath will align your energy with the frequency of divine clarity. If this truth awakens something inside you, leave your hype, share this revelation, and subscribe. And if your heart feels the call, join as a member of this channel. Each hype you give strengthens this chorus of light, allowing more voices to rise in truth. Taurus. Every divine storm ends the same way, with silence and then with light. But this time, the light is not coming from the sky, it's coming from you. That is the final act of this prophecy. Heaven showing you the sign that your crown is no longer descending, it has already landed. When the storm passes, the air feels different, charged, purified, alive. The same will happen within you. You'll wake up one morning and realize that peace no longer feels distant. It sits behind your ribs like an old friend. That is not calm after chaos, that is divine confirmation, heaven's way of saying it is done. The first card that appeared was the sun, but not the gentle sunrise. This was the blazing noon of revelation. It radiated so brightly that even its reflection glowed. Your angel said softly, "The crown has melted into his light." Taurus, this means that your divine authority is no longer an external gift. It has merged with your being. You no longer need signs from above because you are the sign. Every step you take emits divine resonance. Every place you stand becomes sacred ground. The second card was the Empress, the embodiment of abundance and creation. She sat in a field blooming after rain, her crown woven from vines and starlight, and her words were clear: "His peace now multiplies." This is what you'll begin to notice. Your energy will start to heal others without effort. Your presence will draw harmony into chaotic spaces. You'll bring clarity to confusion simply by existing, because the one who has weathered the divine storm becomes its antidote, the walking equilibrium between heaven and earth. The third card was the Knight of Cups, carrying a silver chalice that overflowed with golden light. But instead of offering it outward, he lifted it to his own lips. And your angel said, "Now he drinks from the fountain he once poured for others." This is the return of balance. After years of giving, of serving, of holding, you now enter your receiving season. The love, opportunities, and blessings that eluded you will begin to appear with divine timing, not as reward, but as reflection. Because heaven always restores what endurance sanctifies. The fourth card appeared shimmering like crystal, the world closing the circle. But this time, the figure in its center wore a crown made entirely of flame, her face serene, eyes open. The flame did not burn her, it crowned her. And your angel said, "She does not wear the crown to rule, she wears it to remember." That's your sign, Taurus. When your peace no longer depends on answers, when you stop needing proof to trust your path, when you can stand in uncertainty and still radiate calm, that's how you'll know. The crown is no longer above you, it is you. But heaven, in its infinite mercy, will still give you one tangible sign. In the coming days, you will witness light in motion, a sudden flash through the clouds, a glint that catches your eye where no light should be, or a flicker in a mirror that feels alive. It will last only a heartbeat, but in that instant, you will feel something stir in your chest, a knowing so ancient it defies language. That is your coronation made visible. That is heaven bowing in acknowledgement of its reflection in human form. And then came the final revelation, not a card, but a sentence written across the light. The storm was never against him. It was him remembering how to rise. Taurus, that's what this has been about all along. Not punishment, not loss, not chaos. It was heaven rearranging your world to match your soul's expansion. The throne you feared was falling was simply being raised to meet your new height. You are no longer a student of storms. You are the calm that commands them. Now you walk crowned, not by gold, but by grace. You reign not through force, but through peace. And everywhere your light touches, chaos remembers its order. That is the power of a divine ruler, to bring harmony just by existing. The storm has crowned me. I am peace in motion. I am the calm that commands creation. Repeat it 3 times, once for the storm behind you, once for the calm within you, and once for the light ahead. That is how heaven seals its kings and queens. If this revelation touched the deepest part of you, leave your hype, share this message, and subscribe. And if your heart feels aligned, join as a member of this channel. Each hype you share expands this divine current, helping other souls rise into their own crowns of light.